for coming and joining me this legal Q&A number 6 for business owners. Okay, welcome. Now, suddenly, I lost train of thought. Apologize for that. Don't want to waste time. Let's jump right in. Okay. Let me share this. Pull out a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, here we go. We're sharing the PowerPoint right now. Okay. So today the topic is how do you add new members to the LLC? Economy is good. You're doing a lot of business. You need more resources or funding to expand, to grow, to take it to a different level. So how do you do it? Now, that's the topic for today. Now, the first thing first, this legal Q&A for business owners is intended for educational purpose and to provide general information. Before you rely on the information presented here, you should talk to your attorney. And after the Q&A, if you decide to establish an attorney-client relationship with our firm, we welcome that opportunity to have a conversation with you as to how we can be part of your company's team, your company's attorney, and how you can benefit from retain us as your company attorney. Okay, so let's jump right into it. First thing that you need to do is you need to understand the consequences of having a new partner or having a new member. Okay, because the new member is kind of like your new partner. Okay, they are always a good side and potential issues on the other side. Okay, the benefit is you're going to attract additional funding for growth. Obviously, new members going to come in and he will oftentimes will put up certain amount of funding or cash in exchange for the ownership interest. Okay, that's very common. The other type, the other benefit is this partner might have additional resources that you don't have. He or she might have new connections, the new insight, the new knowledge, the new skills that you currently don't have and the company needs to expand and to grow. Okay, so there are a lot of benefits of having a new members or partners for your company. And what are the potential issues? Well, since you have another partners coming in, you have to divide the profit to the other partner. So the percentage of the profit going to you will be diminished in a way, okay? But on the other hand, if a company grow, make more money, that might not be an issue, right? This is only true when the company income or revenue remain the same, and obviously if the amount remain the same and more people to divide, the percentage is going to be reduced, right? So that will depend on the situation. That's why I put potential issues, okay? Now, the other one is change the dynamics of the company. The other partners coming into company, he or she has a different personality, has different ideas, might contribute or change the culture a little bit. So you will change the dynamics. That's something that you need to consider about whether or not it is a good fit for your current company culture, current core value of your company, okay? Of course, if you have a new company, you have another voice that you have to deal with. And let's say if you are a sole members of the LLC all the time, right? Since the beginning. Now you have a new member coming in. He or she has different ideas. You no longer can just do things that you always wanted. You have to consult with this new partner. So, you know, that's why I say, you know, sometimes it can be good, it can be bad. And more often, we need to have some time to get used to it. That's for sure. Now, having a new member into your company is like a marriage. Okay, getting is fairly easy. When you get out, it might be difficult to terminate a relationship and always come with consequences, positive or negative. Depends how you want to end it. So think really, really carefully before you decide to have a new partner in your company. Now, of course, there are different tax consequences if you decide to have a new members join in, and that's something that you should always consult with qualified CPA regarding your tax issues. Okay. Now, the second thing that you need to do is you need to review the operating agreement. Okay. A good operating agreement should describe the procedure that you must follow to add new members, and you need to follow that procedure to the letter. Okay. If your operating agreement mentions nothing about the procedure for admitting new members, you need to call our office right away, and we will discuss how you can do it by statute. Now, at this particular time, you may well need to review and update your current operating agreement. So pull that agreement out, review it, see how you can admit this new member and follow it, okay? And the final step is that you need to take a vote among the existing members and then document that vote. Make sure that you document the process. In a case there's a misunderstanding or dispute in the future, you always have a document, a paper trail that you can go back to as to what happened. Okay? Now, if your LLC does not have an operating agreement, you need to stop this video and call our office right away, and we will tell you what you need to do to have one. So it's very, very important. Operating agreement is like a document, the governing document of your company, of your LLC, okay? It's an opportunity for you to write down the rules and regulations and procedure and process that your company needs to operate under. If you don't have that, and in the case of dispute, the court just gonna say, you know what, since we give you the opportunity to write your own rules, you didn't, therefore we're gonna use our rule according to the statute, right? And at that time you might complain, but judge, that rule is not good for me. Well, the court probably gonna say, tough, right? I gave you the opportunity to do it, you didn't, so we're gonna apply our rule. But judge, the statute, the rule under the statute might not be good for the company. It might, might work against me, and I might not like it. Tough. That's what the court will say, because the law gave you the opportunity to write your own rule, but you didn't. Therefore, in the event of dispute in the lawsuits, they're gonna apply what the statute says. It may not work for you. It may. We just don't know at that time. So, but at that time, if it doesn't work for you, you just cannot complain at that time, okay? The complaint will not work. Now, the third thing is you need to decide on the specifics of the arrangement. What do I mean by that? The percentage of the ownership, how you're gonna distribute the profit, when, how, and how much, right? And whether or not the members of ownership gonna have two different classification, Class A or Class B, right? Each class have a different rights and responsibility. So you have to decide on that. And also the scope of the right to vote and the management as a new member. That's kind of relating to the different classification. Generally, Class A and Class B, most often the difference is the right to vote and the right to the management. So that's something that you need to decide on the specifics. What is this new members is going to contribute other than the money? What is he or she going to contribute to the company? And what are the rights and responsibility to these new members? Whether it's going to be the same as the original members, or it's going to be slightly different, or being modified in one way or the other, okay? Like I said, LLC is it's a flexible business entity. There are rules and regulations you need to follow, but it's a flexible business. It gives you a boundary that you can be flexible. Okay, that's a better way to. I mean, it's not a total flexible business entity, but the law kind of provide a boundary. Then within the boundary, you have the flexibility to tweak it to the way that you like. So that's the third step. The fourth step is to prepare the documents. Now, these are three very basic items that you need, okay? The one is operating agreement. Most often you need to amend the operating agreement to reflect that new members is admitted, okay? You need to have a joinder agreement. You need to have a written spousal consent. Now, every transaction is different. There might be a situation where you need more than just these three to complete the process. So if you are in this stage, give us a call. We will let you know whether or not you need more additional documents drafted. Okay. Now, the operating agreement. It is a governing document of LLC. It should state the percentage ownership interest, the rules of management, the rights and responsibility in the business, the rules of selling, closing, or having one or more operating agreement. It is a governing document of your LLC, right? It should state the percentage of ownership interest, the rules of management, the rights and responsibility in the business, the rules of selling, closing, or having one or more partners leave the business and share the profits and losses. How are you going to share it? Okay, it should all stated in the operating agreement. Okay, it should be reviewed, updated if needed. My recommendation is once a year. That's a general practice for general counsel for the company, for the in-house attorney, that we review the documents, that operating agreement, once a year and see if it still, all the information is still there. Okay, business evolves all the time. So is the operating agreement should be. It should be updated all the time as well. Okay, once a year is a good rule of thumb. Now, the joint agreement should state 4 topics. Okay, the new member will acknowledge that he or she receive a complete copy of operating agreement and they reviewed it. Okay, and the new member agrees to become the party to that operating agreement as if they are the original members. Okay, now then they agree, this is very important, they agree to the new members, the new members agrees to fully bound by this operating agreement. Okay, no difference as if they join in later time, whether or not they're original members. Everybody's going to be fully bound by this operating agreement. That's why I said, if your company does not have operating agreement, it should stop this video and pick up the phone and call us right away. You have to have that copy. Now the last one is the new member will acknowledge that he or she is admitted as a new member. Okay, that's generally what the joiner will say in summary. Of course, like I said, this is like a general description of the documents. You can add more, you can add less. I don't recommend add less, but oftentimes there are more than just these 4 topics in the documents. Because if you consult with our firm, we will customize all the documents for your specific situation. And the one we presented here is a general framework, what you need and what the document is, right? So every document that leave our firm is always a custom made for your situation. Now, you need to have a written spousal consent. It is a written document, need to be notarized. It should be signed by all members of LLC. And I'm assuming that all members have signed. So therefore, if anybody want to join in as a new member, he or she need to sign, to have their spouse sign one as well. Now, you cannot force the spouse to sign this document, okay? You cannot, that's a rule of fact. You just cannot force a spouse to do things that he or she does not want, or he or she does not agree to. However, you can make this as a condition for the new member to join in the company. If you want to join in the company, you have to make your spouse need to sign this agreement. Otherwise, you can't join in. Okay. Now, generally, the spousal consent will say the three things. New members' spouse may have a community property interest of the company share, okay? They agree to sell the community property back to the new member in the event of divorce, and they agree not to gift, or lien the community property at any time. Now, let me explain this a little bit further. This might not be misunderstood. When a let's say, for example, new members coming in, they decide to acquire 25% interest of your company. That new member's spouse might have a community property of that 25%. We don't know that. It's not our business to know that, right? They might have a prenuptial agreement, postnuptial agreement, or different type of arrangement. We don't know, but that's not our business. We just make it, they just have to recognize that they might have a community property interest in that 25% of the ownership that the new spouse, new member is acquiring. Now, the new member's spouse will agree to sell back that community property interest of that 25% event of the divorce if it's established that the spouse has the community property interest, okay? In other words, we don't want the spouse's community property to be sold to a different party and have somebody join in. That will really change the dynamic, might not be the one that you want. So we want to control as to who is coming in, coming out. We only want to have this new member come in and nobody else. Therefore, this is the way that how we're going to control it. We will just buy back the shares at the fair market value in the event of divorce and in the event that it is determined that the spouse has a community property interest of the percentage of ownership interest. That's correct. Now, the last one is the spouse will not gift, or lien the community property interest at any time, okay? Yeah. The reason I want to explain is that it says community properties, and doesn't mean that community property as a whole, everything that they own, it's just that 25% in this example, 25% of the company. If you have any additional question regarding how to add new members to the LLC and what documents that you need, you're always welcome to contact our office. We will explain things to you and see how you can complete the process efficiently, effortlessly, I should say. Okay, so that's a reason, right? You hire an attorney is to have the process done for you, so you can just move forward effortlessly, so you can focus your thought, energy, money, resources on growing, on progress of your company, right? We leave everything else to us. So this is our contact information. Again, if you have further questions about how to add members to LLC and what documents that you need, you are always welcome to contact our office. Until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.